focused on what's important. The ones that matter, they stay supporting, so I stay recording my...
Let me see you put them up. Reach the skies, let the stars up above. Cause it's one time for the underdog. One time for the underdog. You got the world on your team, even if that ain't what it seems. It's one time for the underdog. One time for the underdog.
Pretty cool. The first topic we wanted to talk about was just the status of the pro card, really, and all the different organizations that are popping up, giving out pro cards, doing multiple shows a year, and yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Ruben, at this point?
So yeah, well, right now there's a lot of different organizations that are popping up. I mean, you have the Supernatural, you have, of course, the NPC, you have WBFF, and London, only God knows how many more you all have.
Oh man, it's getting stupid, let me tell you.
And everybody has a pro card, so right now we're like, okay, well, what's the value of a pro card?
Yeah.
Do you actually think that the pro card is losing its value with all these federations that are coming up?
I absolutely think that. It's just, if you go on social media, you can kind of see a trend towards that. The way people are talking about them, I saw a meme the other day as well. It was kind of like in that Oprah format, you know, where she goes, yeah, you get a pro card, you know, you get a pro card, everybody gets a pro card, and it was
it's Oprah.
Yeah, and that kind of made me think. And then all the comments underneath that as well, and you know, people are kind of starting to not really think much of a pro card, whereas I know when I spoke to you last, I said to you back in 2011, what really made me want to be a WBFF pro was when I saw that kind of feud between Rob Riches and Obi Obadike, and then you had James Ellis on there, you had you know, just awesome athletes like Artis Shakur, you had Washington Candido, you had who's that, David Yeah, Amma the Hammer, David Kimberly, all these top guys, and you know, when we won our pro cards in 2011, I don't know about you, but I was just on a hype for about good 6 months. I was on like cloud 9. I was like, I'm on that level now, you know. I'm on that Rob Riches, that Obi Obadike kind of level, because that's how I saw those guys. I was like, man, the WBFF pro card is the, you know, is the top tier, man. I mean, obviously you've got IFBB pros as well, but back then they were more into their bodybuilding, and now, you know, they've got Physique as well.
Well, exactly. So now in Physique, you have the top guys: Steve Cook, you know, Jason Polson, Jeff Side, all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's that other guy as well, man? The guy with the long hair. I forget his name, but yeah, you get the point. But oh man, I don't know about the US, but in the UK, shit, I think in the last year there's been about 3 or 4 organisations pop up, and that's all well and good. But when they start offering pro cards and they give out however many pro cards every show, I think it kind of just dilutes the pro cards value in general across the board. You know, people start seeing IFBB Pro, WBFF Pro, IFPA Pro, like on the end of everybody's name, and it used to mean something before, but now I think it's really losing its value, and I think the sole reason for that is simply money, man, because because throwing up a competition and an organisation and offering people pro cards is a money spinner. It's a huge money spinner.
Well, I mean, that just goes to the fact that too much of anything can be bad for you. You know what I'm saying? And it can be bad for the industry as well, especially when pro cards are just handed out. I mean, of course, in some organizations, they can have a competition and have a division where nobody gets a pro card. Somebody will just come in first. And, you know, sometimes it's like that. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and the process of qualification, I kind of like that idea too. So you qualify for the next round, and then you can win your pro card maybe you know, at the national show or the world show or something like that. That's
Right.
I think it at least gives it a little bit more kind of credibility.
So tell me this, Atuk. What organizations do you think still have credible pro card credibility?
Oh man, that's awkward being a WBFF pro, but I actually really like the I actually really like the IFBB's format of doing things, man. I'm not gonna lie, because it's kind of like you take the first step, you win your division, and then you qualify for for the next round to potentially win your pro card. I kind of like that style, because I think sometimes if there isn't anybody really worthy of a pro card on that particular night, then hey, nobody gets a pro card, right? I think I think that's a good idea. But I mean, I like the WBFF's way of doing it now, but I guess because of their popularity, they have such a big turnout, and sometimes the quality is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, at the last London show, the quality was fucking phenomenal. like when they turned pro, I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to step up as well now. Somebody else came up with an interesting point, and I don't know whether you agree with this, but I think it was Craig Bonnet, Julie Bonnet's husband, and he said that he was like, who gives a fuck how many pro cards a division gives out? Like, Phil Heath is still going to be the Mr. Olympia at the end of the day. Like, who gives a shit? And I do agree with that to an extent. The best is always going to be kind of he's going to be up there, but it's kind of like professional. It's kind of like professional football though as well. Like, you still need to be at a certain level to play with the big boys, right? Like, I mean, yeah, like I mean, I'm talking soccer. So if you had Ronaldo and Messi, who are the two best in the world, you still need to be able to be good enough to kind of be a professional footballer. Like, they're going to be the best, sure, but you still need to be kind of there or thereabouts to be able to handle them and be on the same field as them and not look stupid. I mean, people still do look stupid, but
Of course.
but the way I look at sometimes the whole pro card thing is sometimes the professional league, and then another pro might be non-league, because there's that wide of a disparity, right? I think there's a big quality gap sometimes in some organizations, not all organizations.
All right, so if you had your own brand, right, and you were trying to build it, would you give out those pro cards as often as every show?
I don't think I would. I'd probably give them out after one qualifying round, so to get the best of the best at a main show. So maybe like a regional and then like a main show where you can win your pro card. I guess it means slower growth and less money, but you could always find ways to make more money, I guess. I'd look into other ways of doing it rather than just making
Sponsorships, promotions.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything, tickets.
Yeah, selling stands and things like that. There's ways to do it. How would you do it?
Oh man, honestly, that's probably the best way to do it, I think, in my personal opinion, because now it's all about that equality level of playing. So for instance, I want to win in my region before I go to the next division. And then I want to go ahead and play with the big boys after that. Because at the top, those people are going to, step on your throat.
Yeah, exactly.
With no remorse,
Yeah.
So you can't just win a little show, then go to the big dog show and expect to really do some damage. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that, I feel like that structure would be best.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But the whole thing with the industry is money talks, right? And if it wasn't for money, hey, this wouldn't be an industry. So,
hell, that's not even the industry. That's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. That is everywhere. I mean, what's the point? I guess money makes the world go round. Thank you so much again for listening to our podcast. Leave in the comments section below your opinion and your view of the coveted Pro card. Now, you heard my opinion. I do feel like it's losing its value slightly, but again, that could be down to industry growth. You know, fitness, physique, modelling has blown up in the last few years, and that's been made obvious from 2012 when I first started competing all the way up to now. It's grown massively. So my opinion will remain that chasing a Pro card probably isn't the smartest endeavour that you can have in fitness. Not the smartest. I'm extremely proud of my Pro card, but again, like I said, it's caused by the industry growth, in my opinion, which isn't a bad thing, but it means a lot of other pros won't get the opportunities to be promoted. So what I would do if you're going to get a Pro card is make sure you use it to promote yourself. Make sure you use it to build a business rather than making all of the organisations rich. Use it to your advantage, and make sure you use it to help people and do good in the industry. Always keep your integrity. That's number one with me. But leave your comments in the comment section below. I really want to hear from you. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe for next week's video and to follow my contest prep. Peace.